Hello, and welcome everybody. Here we are with episode 6 of H Unleashed. I'm your host Helena, and welcome to another episode. I guess I should probably start off with, this is not going to be a happy, chappy, positive video. It is going to be a story time of trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about sexual assault. So if you're not ready to listen to that, please click out of this video. It's not the one for you. So I'm going to be discussing my first sexual assault that happened, well, my first, what I thought was sexual assault, but again, can't discuss that. With someone I used to go to high school with. From I think grade 8 to either grade end of grade 9 or start grade 10. Again, this is going to be a pretty serious chit chat because I guess I don't take this lightly, the situation, and I am very passionate about women's rights and I guess rape culture, and I just really don't agree with it. And just sexual abuse in general and rape, it's just not cool. And I think it's a very, very common problem that very little people get prosecuted for. So it's pretty sad, but it's a reality. So I guess I just want to open up and I guess give a safe space for anyone else that's been through something similar, or if you're a bit confused as to what is sexual assault. Hopefully this can give you a bit of an insight that what had happened to me was still assault. And you'll soon understand why. So I'm just going to start. I was 16. It was New Year's Eve. I had been chatting to him a little bit before that on Messenger. I was no longer in high school at this point, but again, had gone to high school with him. He was someone that I was close to in high school, I would say, to an extent. He was in my Japanese class. He associated with all the people I did. He even, I've only been on one overseas trip, and that was in 2011. So a year before this happened, I had gone to Japan with my school. And he was on that trip. So every group photo from that trip, I can no longer look at without seeing the person that had assaulted me. So, yeah. I'll just give you a little bit of a background of, him, I guess. He was athletic. He was slim built. He was a different nationality, I believe, but I don't know what. Pretty sure he had curly hair. Massive mouth. So that was him as a visual. We may have been dirty talking on Messenger. I think I was just excited for a New Year's where I didn't have parent restriction, to feel uncomfortable or to you know what I mean? Just not have that pressure of my parents, because I could never enjoy myself. I was never allowed to go out. I was never allowed to celebrate things. It was, my first proper time out of home, being able to celebrate something. So, yeah, I guess he was just the person available at the time and the one I had been speaking to. And he had agreed to stay over for the night. So I think we're both the same age, either that or he might be a year older, I don't know. But he was in the same level as me. At the time, I was living in a house of a couple, which other stuff was happening in, but again, can't discuss that right now. And yeah, so it was New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. And I guess I was just super excited to stay up to midnight and, drink and have a fun time. So I thought, so it was after midnight at this point. The wife had gone to bed. The person, I'll just call him the person. I don't ever want to give him a letter. Was sitting on the couch inside because he didn't smoke, and me and the husband were outside having a cigarette. And obviously we had been drinking. He obviously wanted his New Year's to be memorable. So I guess he wanted me to be his first for the year. And yeah, we were intimate on the side of the house while my friend was sitting on the couch and while his wife was in bed. And by the time I went back inside, the person was no longer on the couch. I thought maybe he may have heard something, or I don't know. Or maybe he was just tired. I don't know. So I go in my room and there he is laying on the bed. And so I just figured, okay, it's bedtime. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I'm not a horny bunny. Well, I mean, I can be. No, but at the time, I wasn't like an extremely horny person, and obviously something had just happened that I wasn't really keen on. So obviously, going back into the house, into the room, like I know we had spoken about it, but it was not. I just wasn't in the right headspace and mood to want anything. And I guess I'd kind of regretted it at that point for inviting him over. And I guess I did feel like I owed him something because, as soon as I got in the bed, I'm sorry if I keep closing my eyes if you're watching the video version, because I'm trying to take myself back to the place to like really give you everything. Yeah, so as soon as I laid in the bed, he instantly, you know, got to business. And me feeling like I owed him something, I didn't say no. Let's just say I agreed and wanted it. At one point, I was laying down on my bed and he was on top of me. And my laptop was a little bit open and it had a light, like it was lit, so you could still see. And he had, again, let's just say it was accidental. We had butted, and my nose started, well, my nose started running, and I was like, oh, like how embarrassing. I didn't think anything of it. I was just trying to slightly wipe it away, and it just kept coming, and I was like, what's going on? And then I look at my hand in the light of my laptop and see that there's blood all over my hands. And it would have been lit up enough that you could see my body. He would have been able to see me. He never said anything. And I pretty much straight away just pushed him off me, and I was like, I'm bleeding, like my nose is bleeding. I didn't know how bad it was. It was still dark, although I had some light, it wasn't extremely lit. So I run to the bathroom and I put the light on and look at myself in the mirror. And I felt like I was on a horror film. All I saw in the mirror was from like nose to like my thighs, just all over my stomach, like everywhere, just blood everywhere. I turned on the shower because I wanted to obviously get it off me. And someone in particular had heard the shower come on, so he came to check on me. And it was before I'd gone in the shower, and he obviously saw me. And he was instantly shocked. He didn't know what to do. He asked me if I was all right, what happened, and I was just like, I'm fine, and shut the door. I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted him to go away. I wanted the other person to go away. I just wanted everyone to go away. I got in the shower and I washed everything off, managed to control the nosebleed. And you'd think if anything was a turn off or something to wreck the mood or not make you horny, it would be that. But no. I mean, for me anyway, it was. But for the other person, not so much. So when I say blood got everywhere, I mean it got all over my bed sheets. It didn't just go all over me. It got all over my bed sheets. It got onto my mattress. It stained my bed. Quite literally stained my bed, like a massive amount. So I got back in the bed and straight away he's trying to get back into my pants. Like, he's not really opening his eye. Sorry. I'm laying on my back and he's laying on his side and like trying to cuddle me and not really cuddle. Like his hand was trying to go down my pants and I was quite literally grabbing his hand and his wrist and I was just like really, really trying to pull him off me like with all my force. I may have not said no verbally. I may not have run out of the room, but my actions were very, very, very clearly a no. I was not there willingly and happily saying, yes, go for it. I want it. Keep going. And when I say I used all my force to try and pull him off, I mean all of it. And to the point, he was still overpowering me and I could not stop him. And my classic traumatized self-move was just to freeze. I couldn't do anything. I didn't want to be there. At this point, I decided to go away mentally. I couldn't be there anymore and I was so exhausted. Like, I mean, so exhausted. I've never been the type to be up late all night, all of the hours. Like, I was exhausted by time. I was exhausted by everything that happened that night to me. And I pretty much just gave up. I couldn't fight him off me. He wasn't taking my gesture. He still forcing himself into my pants. And I fell asleep to him touching me. I don't know if he did more or anything further because, like I said, I fell asleep. I was extremely exhausted. I was just not there. I've been drinking. And so by this point, it's morning time. I wake up. I just get out of my bedroom because I don't want to be near him. And the people I was living with had to drop him off home. At the time, it was near our old high school, I'm pretty sure, in that suburb. They asked me if I wanted to come with him to drop him off, and I just straight away said no. I couldn't look at him, couldn't talk to him. I just wanted him out of my house and gone. So they went and dropped him off, and they came home, and I told them straight away what had happened because I was just so upset. And the guy pretty much said, you know, why didn't you tell me? I would have sorted it out. Like, whatever. It's a bit hypocritical, but, you know. Not long after that, he did try to message me. I don't remember how long after. I've deleted all the messages because I didn't want to see him. And I didn't respond to it. I blocked him straight away, and I've never spoken to him since. that day or night. And that was in 2012, so almost 10 years ago now. I have not spoken to him. It's funny, actually. When I turned 18, so that happened at 16, so 2 years later when I turned 18, I don't know, I posted something on Facebook. I never use Facebook, so I don't know why I did that, but I was just like, have no friends. So I was like, if anyone wants to go hit up somewhere where you can have a legal drink, come with me, because I wasn't much of a drinker. Like, I don't really care about it. I just wanted, my first legal drink. And someone from school had reached out to me, and his name was Tyson. We weren't close, and to be honest, I think I was just a pretty open person back then. So yeah, he took me to the coast for my first legal drink. And in that car ride, I had told him what that person did. I told him his name. Sorry if you can hear banging. My cat's like trying to get in right now, really. Yeah, and not long after that, he had actually messaged me. Again, block this guy. I've never spoken to him since. And he told me that he had gone to my abuser and asked him if he had done that to me, assaulted me, raped me, whatever. And he straight up said no. And so Tyson then came at me, attacking me, calling me a liar, re-victimizing the victim, or the survivor, should I say. And I think after that happened, I definitely closed off about speaking about my assault by my original abuser. I think, I was scared of not being believed. And to be quite honest, at this point, I don't care if you believe me or not. I know what happened. I lived through it. And quite frankly, I'm still unsure if I want to pursue anything with it and my other assaults. So it is very real. It did happen. And I'm sure he's not the one that has to live with it. He wasn't the one that had to relive it every time you changed your bed sheets and saw the blood stain from that night, or the fact that every fucking New Year's Eve after that, a massive celebration for most people, the happiest time of the fucking year, that I had to be reminded of what you did to me that night. Every fucking New Year's Eve after that. Still to this day. I mean, I definitely have reclaimed it as my own, but that still doesn't get rid of the memories and what you did to me that night. I really just hope it hasn't happened to anybody else. And I think that's a part of the victim or the survivor guilt, or for not having reported it, is, what if I wasn't the first or the last? Or what if they have done it to somebody else? Or, it's a real problem. And I am here to talk more for survivors and people that have lived through fucking hell and are still kicking ass. You go, girl. Fucking got you. That's pretty much this chit chat. So I've covered everything I needed to. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I haven't figured out what I'm doing my next one, but again, have plenty to choose from. So get ready for the space. And I'm going to finish out with a happy outro, as you know, because we need to get rid of that negative energy, and especially after this episode, because fuck, that was just not a fun time. No, I really look forward to next time. I hope you stay safe, keep well, and until then, I'll see you then. Bye, guys. Bye.